How do you like your eggs? Scrambled, over easy, maybe even poached? This is hands down the easiest shortcut for poached eggs. Traditional poached eggs take some culinary technique, but with the microwave, anybody can do it. You can use a mug or a glass microwave safe container. I'm just gonna do about a half a cup of water. Let's get things cracking. Gently add to the water and just a little bit of salt. Find a cover. You can even use a small plate or saucer. And in for 1 minute. That yolk looks set, but we're gonna give it another 15 seconds. That looks about perfect. A minute and 15 will give you a soft, runny yolk. If you like a firmer yolk, go closer to 2 minutes. And when you think poached egg, you think Benedict. All right, here's the moment of truth. Perfect. All microwaves vary, so adjust your time accordingly. Now you can do poached eggs on a weekday. Boiling eggs doesn't have to be hard. Here's how to make perfect hard-boiled eggs. There are many schools of thought, but boiling the water first is gonna be the best method. You'll need enough water to cover your eggs by about 1 inch. Set your eggs out about 20 minutes before you hard boil them to let them come to room temperature. That water's reached a rapid boil of 212 degrees. Let's add the eggs. Gently lower in the eggs. Make sure the eggs aren't stacked and only in a single layer. Cover and lower the heat. The most important part is time. Perfect hard-boiled eggs need to cook between 10 and 12 minutes. Once that timer goes off, remove from heat. These need to be quickly chilled under some cool running water. This helps stop the cooking. No need for a separate ice bath. I just like to add some ice to the cooled pot with water. For the easiest peeling, make sure those eggs are completely cooled. Better yet, if you have time, keep these in the fridge overnight. Starting with boiling water, setting a timer, and chilling, perfect hard-boiled eggs every time. Boop, boop. Breakfast shouldn't be a chore with a lot of messy hassle and cleanup. Here are some tricks for an easy go-to breakfast sandwich. Bacon is amazing, but even cooking in the oven is messy and takes a long time. My shortcut when I don't have a lot of time, fully cooked bacon. I keep cooked bacon in the freezer to save me time on busy days. So this is gonna go back in the fridge for a lovely Sunday breakfast. We're gonna bake our eggs for our breakfast sandwich. For the right size egg, I'm gonna take a piece of foil and form it over our bagel. This works great for English muffins and even croissants. And don't forget a little kitchen spray. You can even do this omelet style with your favorite veggies. Pour that right in. Do I have the right technique? Let's get it cracking. While these bake in the oven, I have time to get other things done, like finish getting ready. I need to brush still. Eggs are ready. No yolk, this fits perfect. I like a BLT breakfast sandwich with bacon, some lettuce or spinach, and tomato. That's a tasty breakfast bagel. I just need to add some cream cheese, I think. Everything bagel avocado toast is delicious too. If you can make a beautiful breakfast this quick, who needs cereal? I wanna show you how to make easy, over easy eggs. Now, eggs aren't the hardest thing to cook, but if you want those beautiful over easy eggs that are uniform and consistent, and if you wanna make a few at a time, what you need is a ring mold. So I have a pan over medium heat, heating up. I wanna get my ring molds warm too, and then we're gonna get to cracking. I always like to crack my eggs in a small bowl on the side. These are heating up a little bit. I'm gonna do a little spray. We'll get these loaded up. Got a good sizzle on that. If a little egg white leaks out, that's okay. I just push them closer to the ring mold. So as soon as those eggs are in there, everything's moved around the way you want it. I'm just gonna go in with a little salt. We can do pepper later when I plate it. And then we can reach for a lid and cover it. I like to lower the temp just a little bit. And then it just needs about a minute or so for that egg white to cook through and those yolks to get set. And a cover on your eggs also eliminates the need to flip your eggs, and that way you won't break the yolks. Resist peeking. That's why I love a skillet with a clear lid. You can see what's going on in there because you want to keep that moisture inside. Once those yolks become a little opaque, they should be almost done. Breakfast is ready. Ooh. I think we're good. Remove those ring molds. The bottom has nice crispy brown edges. I love an over easy egg like that. And that's all it takes to make the easiest over easy eggs. No broken yolks. We've got creamy yolks, set egg whites. That steaming technique really helps. Perfect for breakfast or anytime. Instead of buying it from the store, I'm gonna show you how to make your own freezer meals. I like to bake the bacon to make it extra crispy. For the best scrambled eggs, let's use some low heat. That'll make them fluffier and they cook more evenly. I like to give these tortillas a little toast. These breakfast burritos are simple, easy, and delicious. Making your own, you can control the ingredients and make each burrito exactly how you want it. These are so cute and little, great for a weekday breakfast. This is a much better alternative than what you can buy at the store, but still just as easy. For the amount of time you can make one burrito, you can make enough for a week. You can also do make-ahead breakfast sandwiches or overnight oats. Meal prep is all about having options. And finally, just wrap each one individually. That way they're ready to grab whenever you need one. To prepare all of these, it only took about 30 minutes. Make as many as you want, because the great thing is you can freeze these and they'll last for several weeks. Make sure anything that you're freezing, that you label it with what it is and the date. Having them wrapped in foil also makes it so easy to reheat them in the oven. Of course, you can boil eggs in water, but let's get things hot and steamy. You only need about an inch of water in the bottom and bring it up to a gentle boil. And it's best to start with room temperature eggs. Place those over the simmering water and let it go. For the perfect soft boil egg, set a timer for 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes, and immediately remove it from heat. Steaming will be more gentle and prevent cracking. Quickly shock those eggs in cold water to stop them from cooking. Soft-boiled eggs are gonna be ideal for ramen, salads, or just a snack. Steaming also makes a more tender egg because it cooks evenly and consistently. Just by steaming, and 6 minutes later, you've got awesome soft-boiled eggs. You don't always have to use the stove for everything. I wanna show you how quick it is to make sheet pan eggs. This is great if you're trying to feed a crowd for breakfast. This is also perfect for meal prep. We're just starting with about a dozen eggs. Break these yolks up, start mixing things up. Now you can keep this simple and just do eggs, or you can do this more omelet style, do some mix-ins. Easy way to whisk is always back and forth. If you go around and around, you're just chasing yourself. Back and forth gives you that resistance you need to get everything mixed together. If you're an egg white only person, they have those cartons of egg whites. So if you just wanna do a big sheet pan egg white omelet, why not? It's my prepared sheet pan, and it's this easy. Dump, you can use parchment paper, but I like these Silpat baking mats. Just even this out. I'm gonna add some green onion, and I just grated some Monterey Jack cheese. Any protein that you do in here, you just wanna make sure it's already cooked. And any heartier vegetables, you wanna make sure those are already cooked as well. I'm preheated to 350. A little jiggle to make sure it's even. It'll take about 15 minutes. Just check it. You don't want overcooked eggs. So as soon as those eggs are set, you can pull it. You can just segment this up. Still creamy, super easy eggs. Make your breakfast sandwiches. Just put this on the side with some potatoes. Perfect. They're so good. Skip the stove and hard boil in your air fryer. Really simple, it's just 275 for 10 to 12 minutes. No fancy devices required, just lay them in there. Just make sure they're spread out. 10 minutes for runny and 12 minutes for soft yolk. And there is no need to worry about flipping or rotating them, just let them cook. Batch 1. An ice bath will immediately stop the eggs from cooking, and it'll also help the whites pull away from the shell, making it easier to peel. And we're gonna cook through the rest of these with our remaining time. You're just gonna let these chill for just a few minutes. Batch 2, same thing here. Even if you want a well-done yolk, just to make sure they're not overcooked, pull them immediately, get them in that ice bath. Let's crack into a 10-minute egg. Now you wanna carefully get underneath that membrane. That's what keeps the shell stuck to the egg. Now here's our 10-minute beauty. Nice, jammy, runny. This is perfect. That's exactly how I like my yolks. So usually I crack the wider side first because it has that little air pocket in there, and that's where you can more easily get underneath that membrane. You can use that same water just to rinse it off a little bit. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That is an ideal hard-boiled egg, whether you're using an air fryer or boiling. A little salt, crack a pepper. Gotta give it a taste test. Rich, creamy yolk. Nice, super tender white, like it really does do the best job of cooking an egg. Thank you, air fryer, for a delicious snack. Taking the time to make a good breakfast, especially on a weekday, can be a challenge. So I've got a pretty excellent idea for you. Here's how to make breakfast stuffed peppers. I love stuffed peppers and thought, why not make a breakfast version? All right, let's get prepared. Let's get prepared. Let's get cooking. You can just cut the top off, but I like to core out the stem, just like your Halloween pumpkin. Set that aside for compost. Clean out those guts. Once they're cleaned out, make sure they sit flat and stable. If the pepper doesn't sit flat, you can trim a little bit off the bottom to make sure it's stable. This is the fun and easy part. You just need eggs and your favorite fillings. You'll need 2 to 3 eggs per pepper. You can add in ham or sausage, just make sure they're pre-cooked. I think I'm too cheesy sometimes. Never. Season to taste, crack-a-lackin'. And now for a little ASMR. If you're doing this for a crowd, everyone can customize with their own favorite ingredients. An entire bag of spinach turns into this. What are you gonna do? Eggs will puff up when cooking, so leave a little room at the top. You can even make these ahead and use it as a meal prep. Lots of veggies for breakfast. Let's get down to baking. At 375, these took about 40 to 45 minutes and the eggs are set. I'm a big fan of edibles. You know, like edible bowl? You can eat the bowl.